Right, okay, so this is Northern Diver's way of testing suits. We've got the first stage, visual inspection. We basically run through the suit top to tail, checking cuffs, necks, boots, boot seals, zips, rear entry zips, pockets, pads, pretty much anything that can come off can be fixed. So, first is a visual inspection. We'll go through, we'll have a look at the common wear points under the arm, maybe to see if there's any of the stitching coming through, check the zip. So when we're working the zip for the visual inspection, we'll go through it and we'll just check to make sure that the cabling that goes through the teeth is still intact, still in good condition. Make sure the teeth that don't separate as you're going through. Neck seals, have a look on the inside, make sure the tape's stuck down solidly, it's not going to come off anywhere. It's elasticity, stretchiness, it's got good return on it. If it was getting old like this one, you can see that it's going a bit wavy, it's coming a bit off, it's going a bit old and a bit knackered. Same with the cuffs, check their elasticity, make sure that they're going to stay sealed around the wrist. Any other seals, any parts that may be coming off, may jot them down on T-paper. So you've already got an idea of what's going to be going wrong if it does before we do the test. Same again, fly zip would have the same treatment as the back. Suit gets turned. Again, just have a quick check over the seams, make sure nothing's visibly just breaking away. Boot seams, as we're working our way down, you can see this is old, it's coming away, it's probably going to leak. So yeah, just make a mental note of it, this is your visual inspection. Inflation comb, it's what we use to fill the suit. This goes into one of the sleeves and connects to our supply line. Easy enough, just pop that in for now. That would then deem as sealed, so that's one area sealed. Dacor clamps, more grips, anything with a flat head on each side that'll help keep the cuff sealed, that's what we use. Some firms would use a kind of bung, like a stopper that would go inside. For just speed and the amount of suits that we go through, the clamps are easily the better option. You just stick it on, find where the pressure is, where it clicks the most. Nice and easy. Okay. Obviously the suit's inside out, so the zip's going to be on the inside somewhere. Find out where that is, go through the neck. It'll make it a lot easier trying to zip it. Swap hands. Zip, make sure a couple of tugs, just to make sure that this zipping point of this mechanism is fully sealed. If it's not, it'll leak and you'll think the zip's knackered. When it's not, it's just not closed properly. Okay, this is our neck bung or a neck seal. This is just one that we've made to fit this bath and would connect up to our manometer. It gives us the pressure reading when we fill our suits. So we'll do that, we'll put this in and then we'll get that hooked up, we'll get some air in it. See where it goes to. Okay, so when doing this, get the suit neck up to the top part of where your seal is. If this was the other way around and the shiny side of the neoprene was up, when we come to tape it, we need to fold it back to make sure that that doesn't stick. Because this is the opposite way around, we're okay taping to this side because it's the material, it's not going to pull any of the neoprene material off. So, oh, she's already brought it. Simple strap, tight as possible. These things can shoot out if this isn't done properly, so you need to double check. It can be quite dangerous if that thing comes out at speed. Okay, bit of tape. All the tape does is help it keep it in and give you better reading on the pressure. If the suit's holding pressure better, it tends to work out a lot better for you. So just around the top of the seal, that's all. Not too much tape, but just enough to cover the top holes if there is any. Okay, manometer, wherever yours may be, ours is just happens to be on here. Once that's connected up, we're ready to go with it. So now the suit's building its pressure, the manometer starts to change. So our pressure ideally needs to be between the 20 millibar and the 40 millibar mark. Ideally bang on 30, between the two is okay. The suit seems to be holding its pressure quite well. You'll find with some suits that once you've turned the air supply off, the suit's pressure will just drop. That's a good indication that there's either a big hole, the zip's not fastened properly, or one of your seals is not correct and it's leaking too much air. So to counteract that, you can always keep the air going just slightly, just to keep that pressure level, because we have to stay in between there. If we're not, our test is invalid and we're not working. We need to make sure that we're marking each one. This is a longer line seam, so we're okay to put a line and then just try and precisely get wherever this hole is going to be. So when the girls in repair, or wherever you may be repairing, know exactly where this is. Extra care when checking the zips. It is so important to make sure that these are sealed. It can leak anywhere, from tiny little bubbles to great big ones like this. So it looks to me there. Okay, so this is tiny. This is a tiny little nick on the suit. And now look, because I'm moving it about, that hole's opening up. So we know that this zip now needs to be replaced. That's not fixable by our repairs department. The only thing that can be fixed on a zip like this is the seams themselves. Because this is leaking from the teeth, we know this is a new zip. Okay. Do the top of the neck. And a good one on this side. There we go, neck seams. When we did our visual inspection, we said that the neck was getting a bit old, a bit knackered, so we already knew that this was more than likely going to leak, and lo and behold, it had started to leak. So we would mark this. Now this is coming from each side of the seam. It's good just to move the bubbles and have a quick look. You can see which way the air is coming out. Give you a good indication of where you need to be marking. So we know that both sides of them seams are leaking. So we'll mark them off, okay? And then there's an absolutely huge one on this side. Good one for sure. We know this is quite a severe leak. We know that.